Can such a thing happen in the very world where, just recently, in the blood of the French revolutionaries, in the womb of France, a freedom that, while not absolute or primal, was still of the most human kind, was born in agony? This world has truly gone mad, and it was not external events or objective circumstances that drove it insane, but true tyrants, dictators, and autocrats. Sound thinking is now considered madness, and every effort is made to bind it in the flesh of a straitjacket. Madness is now revered as a new religion, while common sense slowly rots away in lonely places. It rots because it is deprived of light and filled with darkness and dampness, qualities inherent to the very environment where it is forced to hide for its own good and its own life. In the modern world, there are no longer any living legal systems, only their corpses which those in power carefully disguise as living ones. And they do this not to gain certain benefits, but, most often, to preserve their own lives. Is this what our ancestors strived for? Is this what we want for our descendants? Power reveals a person's most depraved sides. The more power, the more successful it is in doing so, and a fool is he who, in striving for power, believes that upon achieving it, he will be able to taste the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil. He will only be able to taste an ethereal, ephemeral, deliberately created shell, behind which resides absolute emptiness. From today we have been deprived of choice, deprived of it intentionally, and therefore their crime is all the more grievous. In their speeches, they are guided by the thesis that doing nothing is even worse than taking a step back. What childish naivety! Today they will take this right from us, and tomorrow we won't need rights at all. You who are a slave, you who exist in a paradigm of duties, you will owe them everything and they will owe you nothing. Astonishing! And yet the rights of citizens are the duties of the state, and the rights of the state are the duties of citizens. They wish to eliminate this principle at all costs, and after destroying several others like it, to create that very beast, the Leviathan, whose presence near the Eastern European borders cannot but alarm any sane, civilized person. First, they will deprive us of the choice of government, and later the choice of a suit, housing, or even a car. In fact, this is already happening now when on the market, instead of 100 different offers, 2 or 3 flicker in solitude, all of them entirely regulated by the state apparatus. So, if a person wishes to draw certain conclusions about a state, he should look at its markets, external and internal, including financial ones, what goods arrive and depart in them. But can they, by taking everything from us, relieve us of the ability to think, imagine, and feel? They can influence these processes, start and stop them, but not control them in the interval between the beginning and the end. So, looking at these white walls, I discern rays of sun, Veronese green, and the crimson tenderness of roses. Nothing can replace a dictatorship except a dictatorship,